And okay, how about now? Any sound at all? That's so annoying. So basically what I did was I basically had it so the microphone I could actually hear in my goddamn headphones. So I could hear what you guys were supposedly supposed to be hearing. And nope, that's apparently not a thing. That is extremely annoying. Oh, don't save. Okay. So, I will start again. Hello. I swear to God, every time we do this, we're going to have issues. But that is okay. We will get there. So, aim of today is to do some faces. We're going to draw some faces. Start with kind of like we did last week and do like the basic construction. And then we will actually be attempting to go into the lines. So rather than just like the rough little squiggle wiggles, so rather than just like the random circle and bit, I'm going to attempt to go in and do the actual line work as well. So that is a big goal of today. So another thing we're going to do to try and like measure progress, which will be fun and dope, is notes. So I was watching an Instagram reel like this morning, I think, and it was basically ways to improve your artwork. Practice, but also take note of what you need to improve. So, improvement notes. So each time we do a face, I'm going to have a look at the things that I really want to improve, have a look at the things that I actually really like. Yay! Hello, Edgy! Hello! Yay! I'm excited to see you too. As I was saying, so basically we're going to go in at the end of each phase. I'm going to pick 3 things only. So pick like the big major things I really want to work on. And then for the next one, that's what we're going to work on improving. At the end of the next one, we're going to do the same thing. Continue going. So basically the idea is to have, you know, something to focus on to actually improve rather than just basically spewing out constant things and then being like, why aren't I getting better? You're not getting better because you're not being critical. So the first note that we're starting with overall is stabilizing lines, because that is something I got really good at it on my iPad. I was pretty good at getting it done on my iPad, but now that I've gone to PC and Wacom tablet, ooh, can I make a face suggestion that may or may not be D&D related? Sure, depending on the face. I need it to look human. So if you want Isadora, who is, for those who don't know, my Firbolg, no. No. Firbolgs have the face of a cow. But I can take a suggestion that's human-faced. I was in the middle of saying stuff. Oh yeah, so big overall that we're starting with right at the beginning, stabilize lines. Make sure my lines are not shickety dickety, just shick. Big no. We want those stable lines. So, very stern and priestly. Okay, I can give it a go. Let me, because I know, oh yeah, so she said, yeah, I was just going to ask for young, a human male, late teens, very stern and priestly. I can give it a shot. So let me, are you after a specific profile? We thinking straight on, 3/4? Please don't ask for side profile. But if you really want it, I'll try. So like straight on would be like, you know, straight on. I'm just scribbling. Do whatever suits you best. Okay. Let's... Jesus Christ, why am I so shaky today? Why can I hear my thoughts? I turned off my music. That's why I can hear my thoughts. Why? You know what? That works better. Now what I am going to do... what we are going to start with, I am making myself a white page. That'll make doing other things easier. Then I'll go back to my purple. And then we shall start with male face. Actually, I will turn on my sounds. Whoops! Oh, since when does... Okay, so normally my pen doesn't move to my other screen, but it just did. That wild. Okay. Okay, what are we doing? So we are going to, with a face, we start with, I am really shaky today. Jeez. Okay. We may not have perfect lines today. So let me, actually, aha, there is a cheat for that. While I am extra, well, it's already pretty high, actually. While I am extra shaky, I'm going to have the stabilization on. So basically what that does is it makes sure that even though, like, because you can, well, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but you could kind of see how the cursor is kind of like shaking-a-digging. I'm over-exaggerating it here, but like, that's kind of how I am today. So the stabilization is just so that I can still get a relatively nice clean line. So, might not go straight into priest. I might just do some little bits and bobs first, just to kind of get myself in the zone. So basically we're gonna hand behave. Do essentially what we did last week, but with the face on a bigger scale. So, you know, last week we were doing the face about that size. This time we're doing bigger. We love bits and, hey, hell yeah, we love bits and bobs. I also love bits and bobs. So we're gonna oh wow. You know what? Can we cheat for a second? Just while I think one thing I'm really happy to highlight today is just that, like, not every day is gonna be a good day. Not every day is gonna be great. So, we're gonna do a little bit of cheat. Then, just get my circle just while. Although I kind of don't want to color it in. So anyway, man. Line fill. Aha! There we go. Whilst I do want to eventually practice getting the circle, while my hand is shaken as badly as it is, I'm going to let myself just be. I put that on the wrong layer, didn't I? No, I don't want to do that. Why aren't you letting me select the actual circle itself? Okay. Aha. There you go. Okay. You know what? We're just leaving it there. Okay. Now, with the jawline. Jawlines are nice and straight-ish. And we go a straight line down. Wow! Even that's not great. Jeez. It's doing a lot better last week. Well, I was using a different pen last week, so maybe if I go back to the other pen. Okay, yeah, that's slightly better. So let's try that. Stick with that for now. Oh, I think I actually know what the problem is. I think there's a thing with my what are you called? Wacom. Tablet driver is not just responding. That's fun. Let's try turning that off and then on again and see what happens. That's basic IT problems, right? Turn it back on and then off again. So I think that's my problem as well, is it's not meant to be on both screens, it is just meant to be on the one screen. Yep, still on both screens, okay. I'm going to have to do some serious adjusting. So. May just have to practice construction lines today and not stern lines until I can get the tablet driver fixed. That's okay. That can be, we can do all these cute little construction lines, and then next stream can be the specific lines. Let's see if I can, I'll get you really up. Yeah. Even like the tiniest little shake. It's like, Jesus. Okay. That didn't work. So, me. Okay. Me. Okay. Still not great, but now here comes the fun one, straight lines. So there we go. That kind of worked. Because the thing is it's trying to spread. So like, this is how big the tiny little tablet is. It's very small, and it's trying to spread all of these little dots here. It's trying to spread across two screens that are, you know, 20-inch, 20 to 30-ish. I actually don't know what size my monitors are, to be honest. I think they're like somewhere between 20 and 25 inches, but it means it's trying to spread 50 inches of screen onto, like, I don't know, like 7 inches of tablet. So it means that, like, yeah, I move my hand like a centimeter, and that's, oh, it's actually not too bad, I guess. Damn. Oh, I will get used to it. Now, eyeline should be just above the jawline. It should be relatively straight across as well. I think the circle is just too circle. Because I used the circle, because I cheated. We're just gonna, let's start again. I'm gonna attempt and see how my hand goes. So, it's not great. Still, nope. No, I'm gonna do this in stages. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Why? I feel like it's just like not doing what my hand is doing, you know? Because like my hand, like here, my hand wasn't going right, it was going left. But it was like, right, yeah. I'm gonna try and load it again. Of course, when we can help. I feel like no matter how many times I try, this little weird tablet thing for me is just not going well. Well, it worked last week. Okay, let's just fling my hand and see what happens. Nope. Yeah, it's literally like limiting me to like half my screen. Oh, that one came out okay. Yeah, experiencing technical difficulties. Alrighty. I still wanted this to come down a little bit more. Oh, Jesus. My Lord and Savior. Alright, let me... So that's not the direction my hand is going in. Okay. Alright. Now we're looking a little more face shaped. Right. Down. Down. That's not down. There we go. There we go. Now he's more face shaped. Now. Straight. Then. Straight. Alright. Now. We've finally gotten this far. Let's see what more we can chuck in. What I am going to do is we're going to do another layer. I'm going to do the same thing we did last week. We're doing another color. So, eyebrows. Go above the outline. So we go up in like a curve. And then, that is way too big. Way too big. Curve and then down. Kind of give it a little beep. And same kind of direction. He has a very well structured eyebrow. Whoa. Oh, wow, okay. Right, now. Other eye. Other side. What's the likelihood of us getting symmetrical? Nope. Okay. So yeah, this is mostly just a kind of... Because this is essentially the construction lines, so this is what we draw on top of. So this is kind of just like placing where each element of the face is going to be. Now the eye doesn't quite go all the way to the eyebrow. And then it's kind of a similar shape. It's like an almond. So up, and then tapers down. And then out, tapers in. And then we do the same on the other side and hope that it comes out good. Toot toot toot. Nope. Immediate no. And I think the fun part about... Nah, because that's too big. Because the hilarious part about it is, like, the video I was watching on the basics of how to do this, the actual artist himself was like copying and pasting for the eyes. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to try and at least practice symmetry. And once I start getting it decently symmetrical, then I will look at you know, what's it called? Do the whole copy paste thing. This is just not going how I planned. Is it too high? Is like the eyeline too high? Do we think? Now, the nose, from what he was saying, building blocks in the nose are more like a, you kind of build a block, like quite literally block. You can kind of make it like as thin at the top and as wide as the bottom. Yeah, you can have, comes to a wide end, thin top. Have a wide top, thin bottom, curl it, all that kind of riffraff. I do think I've put it all too high. I think that is probably not helping. Can I select all of these and actually move them down though? That's the question. Yeah. Look at that. And circle for, whoa, big nostrils. Circle for nostril. Circle for nostril. And then for the mouth, for men, you kind of don't need to do too much. So kind of just do like a turn up. You can have a little dimple. And then, whoa, who needs, man is full of lips and I do. Alright, here we go. And then, theoretically, I should be able to, I mean, I could probably still keep those center lines just to like make it a little easier on myself. But also, we can now do this, and it kind of gives us a little more, kind of helps us see a little better what the actual face itself would look like. Considering all the technical issues I've been having the past 5 moments, that's actually not bad. I'm actually okay with that. That is a very thin, like a very simple mouth, but, you know, we make do. And then I'm also going to add another layer. We're going to add a few more details to the eyes, I think. So, the main thing with eyes is that even though, you know, theoretically pupil circle, iris is also circle, but with images, it's more like it's still a circle, but it's kind of like the top part's cut off. Kind of wish my circle was better. Kind of like that. And then you want to do the same on the other side. I don't know if I have a redo button. Do I have a redo button? Okay, oh actually. Nope, that doesn't work. Oh, okay. What just happened? I don't know what just happened. Okay, try again. So, wait. Circle cut off at the top. I think. Make it a little bit smaller. Yeah. Go back up around. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry, my leg is incredibly itchy. I'm just gonna check something quickly. Okay, cool. Then, every eye has a highlight. So essentially, when you're looking, you know, at... Why is that so big? When you're looking, you know, at someone real eye, like, I don't know if you can really see it here, but there'll be like a white section of... Oh, actually, I'm wearing glasses. That probably doesn't help. Glasses up. So basically you have like a white part of your eye that's like a highlight that always shows up. I have no idea where mine is at the moment because my where I look at the camera is over there. But you always have that. That's always something that the human eye has. So we always draw it, and you draw it as if it's coming from the same spot. So for example, this one I might do a little ellipse. I do not want the fill color to be white. What? Okay. So you cut like that. And then, because yeah. I've forgotten a key point of it. The highlight overtakes everything. So pupil, iris, the whole shebang gets hidden by the highlight. So we add the highlight. We then go in the eraser. Go zoom this in a bit to do this. And then we get rid of this under here. Oops. This is really not liking me today. And then with eyes, there is also always, especially when like drawing one, there's always one that always has like a bit of a shade from the actual eyelid itself. So like the eyelid itself. So shade, pupil, shade, pupil. And then we can chuck in another layer, use, I don't know, use a different brush. I haven't really tried any of the brushes, so God really knows what this is going to look like. Let's go you. Nope, way too small. You. So you kind of just shade that in. Shade that in. And then when we go out, it should actually kind of look like eyes. And then if we want to, so for example, if I'm feeling bold, let's actually try to do some of these actual thick lines. Feeling bold. Let's give it a good old crack. So we'll try the nose first. So did that in a new layer, didn't I? Yep. I don't think that was right. Come on. Are you being a butt to me? Still being a butt to me. Yeah. So if I come back here, just kind of follow the ridge line down if my pen behaves with me. Oops. Want to keep that up, please? No? Thank you. Okay. And then kind of circles here. Like a little circle here. And then kind of draw around for, yeah, I just think, you know what I might have to do, because of, this just is not. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, that gives me the eraser. That's good to know. Oh, that's fully flipped the... How's that? Oh, no, it just flipped the colour. My bad. Yeah, okay. I don't think we're going to be able to do proper lines today, because it is just, my pen is not working, which is very frustrating. So this is where we're going to start. This is going to be, because I can make a group. Yeah, new layout folder. We're going to call you mail 1, and then yeah. Let's see. And now I should be able to, if I do this. Aha. It completely disappears. So if I make another one, let's go 3/4. Bye-bye. You know, sometimes being clumsy, just why? Why? Alright. Okay. Now, my go-to color is purple. Alright. What? Why? Ah, that would be because I don't have a layer there. That would help. So, with a 3/4 profile, we do our cranium as per normal. An actual circle would probably be smart. I'm having quite a large amount of difficulty, but can at least try. Ah! I forgot to do my little notes. Forgot that that was a thing we wanted to do. So, what do I want to focus on? It's a good question. I think my main source of improvements for face number 1 is going to be just like general eye shape. Get those eyes looking a little better. I want to try, like, maybe, trying to think. Yeah, because this part of the eye I'm not too fond of. I mean, the eyebrow's not bad. Yeah, better circles. Because you know what? Everything counts. Better circles. And, oh, my face is itchy. Circles. What's the third thing? Making the jawline fit a bit better. Right. So they are our 3 notes from our first face. Save that. And then, away we go. So, in the note of better circles, let's make this a better circle. So, still, I want this color a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Now with a 3/4 profile, we would normally do ears, but I haven't really looked into ears too much yet. So we're still just gonna do eyes, nose, and mouth for now. But the jaw for a 3/4 profile is a little bit in more like that. And then I think that was a little too far out. Actually, I should probably do it from the other side. Maybe that will fix that problem. So we go. Straight line. Nope, that was not the direction I intended. Let's go straight-ish. And then taper out to here. Because, you know, with every kind of face, you know, we don't, you know, the back of our skull here sits outside it because, you know, my jaw ends here, back of my skull, back here. So for a view of your water point, that's kind of where you gotta pop it. Gotta pop and lock it. Pop in and I lock it. And then the center line is basically, because the center line is aimed for, you know, whoops. That's what I actually wanted, thank you. So, you know, it's meant to be here. So when you turn to the 1/4, it also shifts. So we This also depends on how far over I want it to go. Don't think I want it that far over. It's kind of like there. And then yeah, the eye line again depends on what angle you're looking at. And then, for example, if you're looking down, your eyes, because your eyes don't stay straight, so they kind of like curve. Well, I mean, your eyes stay straight, but the angle doesn't. You know what I mean? So curve down, or if you're looking up, curves up. Whereas I think I still want them to be fairly center-ish. So we are going to remain center. There we go. And this is kind of where different shapes will come into play. So again, I'm going to go alright, so you can do that. What was I? So 3/4. Yeah. So for eyes, because it's been a hot minute. 3/4, yeah, so basically this eye over here, yep, it's a little bit smaller, but still the same, Same almond shape, but smaller. So, but smaller. And then it needs to like I will get used to this. I feel like I already am. I feel like that's just really small. I feel like I'm limiting myself because of this line in the face. I might. Just so I can kind of... Yeah. Let's see if that makes a difference. Probably won't, but we'll see. So I've also got to keep in mind this side does need to be smaller. Okay. And then I can move this across a bit more. And this one can be a bit... Whoa, not quite that big. There we go. Does he kind of look like a Squidward? Is anyone else getting Squidward vibes? Oops. Maybe I need to make that circle a little less. Oh, I drew the eyes on the wrong layer. If I turn that layer off, yep. Alright, so we'll fix the Squidwardness, and then I'll fix the fact... Oh, actually, no, I need to do that first, and then fix the Squidwardness. So fix Squidward. Yeah. Right. Fix. Yeah, it's a bit better. Right. Now, make sure, man, people are trying to like, okay, cool. Just make sure no one was trying to message me to be like, hey, you've got issues. I mean, I already know I've got issues, but like technical issues, you know? Oh, hey, maybe drawing it on the wrong... Nope. Immediately disproved myself. Okay, so one of the lines came out better. I think my problem is that like... That's... Yep, that's too long. And... Oh my god. This delay that it's got for whatever goddamn reason is driving me crazy. There we go. I do actually think I can make that a bit bigger. No. Yeah. Okay, there we go. That is actually liking me. Oops. Oop. Okay, that is 0. So that's alright, we gotta do the skedaddles. So so we do our little block that we did before. So again, about here-ish. Let's give him a big nose. He can have a big wide bulbous. Sorry. But yeah, because he's now on an angle, we draw his nose on an angle. We draw his nose on an angle. Thank you very much, tablet, for participating with that with me. And maybe. Yeah, maybe he's got big bows. Big nose. And across. And then again, draw like the 2 circles for the nostrils. Just because we're drawing the circles doesn't mean they're going to show up in the final, like the final form. Again, this is kind of more like the construction, like the bones of the drawing itself. We're going to add more details in later to kind of counteract. So, you know, this doesn't exactly look very pretty right now, but it'll look pretty later. So we're going to, now if we're going to add, because if we're going to go for a stern look, stern's definitely very like flat. Right, but because, so we're gonna, again, with, you know, like male faces as well, we don't need to be terribly specific about mouths. So, like, that's kind of all we need for the male mouth. If it was female, we'd make it a little more like, well, I mean, we're probably going to do one later, but we'd make it a little thicker, a little, yeah, give her eyelashes, all that kind of jazz. Although apparently, from what I was seeing, like, people think that like, oh, you should make sure to give women like really thin noses, and I'm like, I don't know about anyone else. Like, yeah, I have a pretty thin nose, but not every woman does. Yeah. So I may not do that myself. But what we're going to do is we're going to do our little highlight circle again. Where was that? Oh, was this, wasn't it? Yeah. So we're going to do our highlight circle. The highlight circle doesn't actually leave the eye. You goober. That's too big. That's the wrong spot. Alright. On the other eye, it's going to be in the same position, but this one's going to be a bit smaller. Okay. So the highlight eye. Oh, sorry, my foot is hella itchy. Okay. And then same with the eyes before. We kind of only do it, it's like from here, if we do the, wow. The fact I can't make teeny tiny movements is killing me. Okay, we're going in real close. Sus, guys. And then on this side, it's probably actually going to go up to like here. And then turn out. And do our, what brush did I use before? I think I used an airbrush. Yeah. Sorry, itchy. Now I'm gonna close those bits in. Pop those bits in. That looks... yeah, no, never mind. Okay. Why didn't that work? Yes. Yeah. Oh my god. The fact that I'm basically having to zoom in just because I can't move my pencil a teeny tiny amount is very frustrating. Okay. No, it's not far enough over. No. Oh, god damn it. Aha! Alright, let's get a nice thin brush. Not thin enough. Okay, and then yeah, as we like, oh geez. Then if we layer in there, and then yeah, tomorrow when I jump back on, we'll go into even more details once, because I'm gonna have to, after the stream today, fix whatever's happening with my damn tablet. I see that looks what? Excuse me. It still looks very Squidward-like. Oh, he doesn't have eyebrows. That would probably help. Sorry. He feels like... I just realised we did this as like this. I did this as the stern one, and then I absolutely kind of gave him like thinking real like firm. But again, this is more like, yeah, we'll go into the final lines tomorrow. Wow, that's... So, you know, I think the jaw's too big, maybe? Maybe that's why he's looking very Squidward-like. I mean, it could just be, I could just name it Squidward and, you know, have it be a day. Squidward fan art, let's go. I don't know what I just did. Yeah, you're being renamed. You're being renamed Squidward. Just cause. See you there. And then let's do another layer. Let's make this the beginnings of our young priest. Get rid of you. Hey. Should go in the right spot. Yeah, there we go. Alright, back to purple. Now, trying to think. Aha. Oh, notes. I've got notes, guys. I've got notes. Okay, so. Wait, I can. Hang on. Guys, I may have just learned something. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do, like, at all. Fix that quickly. Back to notes. Okay, so. No. Squidward. Yo, that's cool. That's very cool. I'm very excited for that. So yeah, so no Squidward. So yeah, realistic proportions. So proportions. And then I think so proportions, which kind of fits in with the jawline as well. And then yeah, better circles is still. Hey. I don't know what happened just now. Just proportions. Better. Oh wow. Better circles. Alright. Now to our young priest. Don't mind me, I'm scratching my leg again. I'm a very itchy girl today. At least on my leg. Let's get a thicker brush. Because this is also the thing, because I wanted to, you know, I think I need to actually like at least get this part really centered. Because there's, so you guys can't see it because it's under the actual like where my head box is, but there's like a navigator. I might have to use that while I'm so zoomed in just to kind of really see exactly how far I'm going. So let me. Nope. Ah, come on. Let's see if by the end of the night we can get better circles off, shall we? What do you reckon? I mean, this circle's not going to do it. Still too, like, wide. I want you to be... And now it's too thin at the top. Sorry. I am an ADHD squirrel. Squirrel. Oh, it's still... Trying not to rage at myself. Because everybody's gotta love themselves. Oh, guys, I think I did it. I think I managed a better circle. I repeat, I think we managed a better circle. Could still be better, but we've managed a better circle. So let's halabaloo, halatatu. Also keeping in mind this is going to end up being our young priest. Let's give him nowhere near as sharp as the jawline. Like still you know, I think that's too wide. No, I don't want to cut the entire layer. So, I think kind of like a nice rounded jawline. Yeah. That line's still shocking though. Still shocking. Still shocking. Yeah, see, it's still kind of. I mean, because what age did you say again? Cabbage. Sorry for dipping, but the cabbage does now nappage. Well, you've timed it really well because I'm actually now on the base construction of our young priest. So you've timed that really well. We had, just to kind of show you what you missed, we had a Squidward. I will show you because, yeah. Here's some Squidward. Accidentally made his jaw way too wide, but I'm owning it. We own it. We do it. Very handsome. He is very handsome. But yeah, because I was thinking because you said late teens, right? So he's got a little bit of a jaw. But nothing like, well, it also kind of depends. Is he very, like, are you thinking, is he going to be very thin? Is he going to be, about average? Is he going to be a bit stocky or a bit overweight? Because that also impacts what a jawline is going to look like. So for now, it's also funny knowing that Adries also have to be like, I have to give her generals of him without spoiling things. That is a terrible centerline. Ah, oh, man. This is the one downside of digital art. So when the line doesn't work, you kind of, like, you just end up just redoing it over and 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 over. So, here's a question as well. You said stern. Is he proud? Is he the kind where, like, he's gonna have his head tilted up a little? Let's do proud. Let's do a head tilted just a little, just a smidge, so not a huge amount. Yeah. So let me. Yeah. Okay. That's a fairly good shape. Unless, do I want to still make that a little more? This is the I have been parentified since I was born kind of teen. Okay. So yes, a little bit of a head tilt, probably okay. So we're probably also, I mean, we're not going to get to that stage today. Just because with these goddamn little Wacom tablet issues I'm having, I have to be super zoomed in just to get minute details, and that is very annoying. So, but if he's, parentified at a young age, that tells me that he's got bags under his eyes, personally. He's got some baggage, literally. I'm gonna try. Nope. Parentified at a young age. Because I think that's probably. Hang on. Oh, hang on. I forgot I could do that trick. Let's see, does that. Oops. Will that make it a little bit better? I think so. I have a slightly smaller head just because he's, Oh no, I still want a little bit rounder. I literally said these are like the basic building blocks. And here I am being pedantic. What does perfectionism look like, children? This. What does you're too hard on yourself all the time look like? This. Wait. Where's what I'm looking for? Beg your pardon, cat? I just saw the cat out of the corner of my eye go. Shoo! He's probably just at dinner. He's probably a happy boy. Now stern. That's a raster layer. I mean, doing a vector layer could just be funny. Bandage needs to go happen. Give me a second. Ah! Siri already did my bandage. 10 out of 10 Siri bot. Alright, let me... Now... Thinking preventive find. I'm trying to think if that means... ban this person. Yeah. Seribot banned him. Seribot banned one story. He is banned. Seribot did good job. So let me... Thinking... Oh, because stern, you think like, So... But maybe he's still got kind of biggish eyes. Maybe it's more of an eyebrow kind of thing. At this stage, he's probably not going to look much different from Squidward. No. So, because that, we are a 3/4 pace. So this needs to be a little bit smaller. Silly goose. Can you copy paste eyes? You can. Or a left, sorry, drawing question. Can you copy and paste eyes or left eyes and right eyes different? So that depends entirely on the angle. So right now we're sitting at what's called a 3/4 angle. So because we're sitting at the 3/4 angle, the eye that's facing away from us is a bit smaller. So like, you know, I'm looking camera face on at the moment. Symmetrical. So if I turn this way a little bit, my left eye, you can see more of my right eye than you can my left. So because of that, the eye size will be different. Whereas if we're doing face on, which was my first one, because it's face on, they should be about the same size, because theoretically should be symmetrical. English, I can speak it. So yeah, so basically because of the angle here, they are different sizes. And then even, especially with side profile as well, so like if I fully turn to the side, you can't even see my left eye. And then, so yeah, so theoretically, like, because the art video I was watching, when they were doing the front on, they were actually copying and pasting eyes and eyebrows. And then like all the other features they manually put in. Whereas unfortunately with a 3/4 angle, doesn't quite work that way. But I prefer that because I'd rather... I mean, later down the track when I'm really confident in what I'm doing, copying and pasting just to save time will be great. But for now, I want to actually practice symmetry. symmetry is kind of a big weak point of mine. But yeah, so we will make his eye a bit bigger and this eye a bit smaller. And it'll be the same with the eyebrows. And I imagine he's probably got like little eyebrows. But like a stern eyebrow would probably be... No, I don't want to cut the entire layer. Please don't do that. So he's probably got relatively straight eyebrows. Because... And then one thing to take into consideration as well, because I'm doing a side-on angle, is that, and this will be something we cover tomorrow once I've fixed this goddamn thing. We'll look at like brow ridges, cheekbones, and stuff like that. So this is literally just like a, where on the face do the things go? And then tomorrow we'll go into like, how do we make it look nicer? And then next week we may go into shading, depending on how well tomorrow goes. That's the plan. So, and then again, kind of the same thing here. Eyebrows are a bit smaller. Eyebrows. Oh. Now again, he's not looking too different from Squidward. I could probably do him with like a smaller nose. As far as I know, eyebrows go to the jaw. You know what? You were so right. You were so right. Thank you for that. I will do... And then even the eye is actually pretty close to the jaw as well. So let's take that feedback and fix that. Because then this eye could probably actually go a bit closer into... Because yeah, if I... It was a joke. Well, I took your joke as feedback, so... But it was constructive feedback. I was not offended. I was very grateful. Because that is what we do here. We learn, and we have fun doing so, hopefully. So... Maybe that's why he looked so handsome, Squidward, because his features were too small. Still not a constructive joke. That's a new one for me. Hey, look, when the person who's streaming is a little on the spectrum, you know, jokes are missed. Gotta love the spectrum. Now, for anyone watching who doesn't know, I am diagnosed. I'm not just pulling shit out of my butt. I have a diagnosis. Don't come for me. And then... Ah, yeah, see? Immediately different. Then maybe if I do it a bit bigger too, and then up here, and then down. Oh, he got bushy eyebrows. Maybe not so bushy. He's still young. Maybe just little. Maybe just itty bitty. Yeah. Again, we'll go into finer details at a later point. We build jokes pun by pun in this house. Puns are the best kind of jokes, and I will die on that hill. It just sucks a half the time. Sometimes I really don't understand the pun. Haha. And he has... See, this is a cool little, like, I don't know, I guess thing to know. Is because I did do that, it's a little bit up. He has actually ended up with a little bit of like a... Like, it looks like he's looking up a little. It's cool. It's dope. I did that. That is a cool thing that I did. I'm gonna soak myself up in that awesomeness for a second. And then our fun little building blocks for the nose. Now, as the determiner for this one, does he have a big nose? Big nose, little nose, hooked nose. What are we thinking? Or is it dealer's choice? Okay, get a drink, Bob. Oh god, can you guys hear me drinking? Ugh. My sensory overload would hate that. Very straight nose. Easy. So straight. That's not straight. Clearly I don't know what straight is. But otherwise, dealer's choice. Easy. So, hey. Okay. We're tilting. Let's make my life a little bit easier. That way made my life harder. Tilt other way. Yeah, that's better. Then again, it is just gonna look like a block. But I promise it'll look better once more details go in. And then we do a little circle for our nostrils. Boy got a big nostril. Boy again got a big nostril. We're zooming in a little bit. Boy got a reasonably sized nostril. There we go. And now stern. I think he still has, maybe just because he's young as well, still has a little bit of like, and maybe just like a little dimple there. And then kind of straight. It's just kind of, no, that dimple makes him look happy. Let's go with like, just like a line there. No, I still don't like that either. Whoa. There you go. Now this is one thing I like about digital art, is that like, yeah, if I was doing this on like a physical piece of paper, I would, if I was drawing these lines and going erasing over them, my construction lines would slowly disappear. Whereas here, because they're on different layers, they're all still. I have a new follower. That was very loud. Hello. Hello, Glassjar. Lovely. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that very much. That scared the absolute bejesus out of me, but it is very appreciated. Oh, okay. Hi, Glassjar. Sorry, no, don't be sorry. I was very focused, I think. But yes, so we are currently drawing. So this will end up eventually being a young priest. Today we're kind of, because I use cute little Wacom tablet. It's playing up today. It doesn't like me today. So we are just doing our construction lines. And then tomorrow when I'm streaming again, we'll go in and we'll do more details. Because hopefully by then I fixed it. Hopefully. If not, I may end up streaming a video again. Depending on if I can get this fixed or not. But why are you doing weird stuff? But yes, this will eventually end up being a young old priest. Why have I been drawing them all so low? Technology, shaking my head, I feel that. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a mood. So I'm gonna try and, can I select both layers? Is it gonna let me do that? Yep. Because if I move you guys up a bit, and I'll go into this layer with you up a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. That's a bit more in the middle of the page. So Oh, we haven't actually done the center of the eyes, have we? That would be helpful. So, again, we go in, we do our little highlight, which because my technology is not liking me, we're cheating. So we do our little white highlight. Do I want it on that side or do I want it like he's, you know what? I kind of want it this side. Genuine reason for it? Nah. It's just what I'm feeling. But one of the plus sides of having decided the highlight of the eye so early is that when we get to the point of like coloration or anything, I'll know exactly what direction like shading will be, because theoretically, because the highlight's here, the light creating the highlight is up here somewhere. Oh, not quite what I was after, but yeah, so, you know, the light will be here-ish, theoretically, so like if it was, you know, someone taking a photo, and then that's where the shading will begin. Not gonna lie, shading is the part I'm a little terrified of, because I suck at it. I suck real bad. And then up and round. Gosh, do you have a reference? So I don't have a reference at the moment. We're kind of just... shading can be hard for real. Shading can be very hard. I do not have a reference yet. We're kind of just... Because my friend Audrey has made a request for a D&D Young Priest. So I'm kind of working on that, but I will probably at some point, maybe tomorrow, the reference exists in my brain and Kimmy is getting it out. Yes, that is what is happening. But I will probably take a photo of myself at some point with, you know, because I've got a portable light that I don't use while streaming because I suffer from migraines. But you know, I'll use it to create the shading thing, but that's still, you know, that'll be several streams down the track because I'm learning all this. So I've never really drawn humans before, so like my little foxy is kind of that's my strength. So I'm learning how to do humans and I'm very nervous about it, but I think, yeah, okay, yeah. So this is literally stream number 2 and I started, so this is my first time drawing faces. So I think, you know, there's definitely room for improvement, but I'm not doing too badly, I don't think. But as a point for that as well, I've got, which I'll show you in a second because I'm almost done here. Well, I'm excited to stick around and see the progress. Yay, I'm excited too. I'm just excited to share it with people. I get real lonely, so but yeah, this is basically just like what do you call it? Like the draft of it. So like, you know, that's kind of where the pupil and stuff will sit or whatever. And then, you know, tomorrow when my tablet isn't being an absolute nightmare, I'll go in and actually do lines and go from there. So then as a part of the learning progress, we have, because now that we're at this point, I have my little notes that I started doing today. So my little notes. So yeah, so basically these are just for each one that I do, I kind of look at it and I go, okay, this was my focus, as you can see from like phase 1. Better circles has been my focus almost the whole time. Still is, that's still going on there. But for each new phase, I'm kind of coming up with 3 focuses, I guess. So yeah, so better circles is still one. Circles, don't mind my terrible handwriting. Better circles? Come on. Let me... Okay, you know what? I was trying not to use the keyboard, but I'm just going to use the keyboard. Better circles is still one. I think realistic proportions is probably, I still want to keep it there. because without Audrey pointing it out, I would have had really small lines. Laughing my ass off. I didn't know notes could do that. I didn't know either. I figured it out tonight. But it's, it's not great. Realistic proportions is still on the what to improve list. And what was no Squidward. Okay, so for context, this is why I said no Squidward. He looks like handsome Squidward. But I am also going to be moving across, I think, after this one to try and practice some female faces, I think. Just to kind of mix it up a little bit. He's so handsome. He is. He's very handsome Squidward. Better choices, realistic proportions. I still had, like, it still took me like 3 or 4 goes to get that jawline. So I think I'm still gonna, although I'm gonna go to like a front facing for female as well, but I still wanna, so still going for jawline, but I might chuck noses in there as well. So like jawline and noses slightly more human shaped. Oh god, my apologies, I've got like the hiccups or something. So yeah, there's our young Prissy. Let's give us up a layer in there. Go back to my purple. Then see how my circle goes this time. Because I think one of the main problems I'm having with these damn circles is that it's a silly tablet thing. So what's broken about, well, it's not broken, it's just the drivers aren't working. So I have a dual screen system, and so my mouse is trying to, my tiny little tablet is trying to cover like 50 inches of space. It's very annoying. It's annoying me a lot. So it's not actually broken, it's just it's just feeling a little silly today. It is feeling a little silly today. I'm a very silly person, so that makes complete sense. So let me, whoops. Better circles! Immediately draws a terrible circle. It's actually not bad. I mean, it's not a circle, but it's probably the best one today. I'm still gonna try and fix it up a little, but it's definitely one of my better ones for the day. I do also have the stabilization on pretty high, just because of this silly thing. Because, like, I move my finger a millimeter and it just goes whoop! So I don't think that actually changed the direction at all. Yeah, for why not? I put that baby up to 100. When I get to doing like when I get to doing the proper like black lines and stuff, I think it actually is at 100 at the moment. Yeah, it is. Hopefully when I can get this so that it's only on my one monitor. I swear it wasn't this bad last week. It was much better last week. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Do you use, so I'm guessing you do digital art as well. Do you have, oh, I could probably actually make that a little bit lower. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So what do you use? Do you use like a display screen? Do you have like a tablet? Like a little tablet like mine? Do you use like an iPad? Let me... Don't be afraid to go big, girl. Yeah, I have a desktop with a plug-in Wacom similar to yours. Beautiful. What software do you use? Because I recently found Clip Studio and I because I'm coming from an iPad and Procreate. Clip Studio has ended up being an absolute lifesaver in comparison. Clip Studio! Hell yeah! Let's go! So, let me... You know what? Still not a perfect circle. You know what? It's a pretty good circle. What am I doing? Do you have a specialty, or do you just kind of do a little bit of everything? She's been my number one always, one of the only non-subscription ones, lol. It really is. So I'm on a free trial at the moment. But as I was saying to my partner the other day, oh lord. It's got like a, you know, I know the name of it. You think I can remember for the life of me what the name of it is? A lifetime purchase. I know it's got a specific name, but that's essentially what it is. It's got one of those, and I'm currently on my trial. I'm currently on the 3-month trial. But once that ends, considering it's only 80 Australian dollars, I'm gonna go for it. Cause that's so cheap. I don't need like the big guy. I don't need the big guns. Come on. I think I need to zoom it in again. Yeah. Very cheap. I also like, because we were playing around with the 3D models last week. I actually ended up with a big old butt. It was very funny. Yeah, I kind of like that too, having that thing. As for me, I don't know what I draw fan art mostly. Oh, what fan art? If you say Critical Role, I may cry. I like fan art. Is that draw too, like, I mean, women can have square drawers, but I'm gonna round to draw up a little bit, I think. Oh boy, just whatever my hyperfixation is. I feel that in my soul. Yeah, mine's been Critical Role for like 3 years. A little ashamed, a little not. It's one of the things I'm really excited for is to do. Well, I wanted to do, like, because I play TTRPGs as well. One of the big things is I've actually wanted to be able to draw my own characters. So that's one of the big motivations behind. Still, like, there we go. She's a bit pointy, but that's okay. She can just be a bit pointy. Oh my god. Okay, look, this. Okay, we're starting the jawline again. This is just not. She's not cooperating with me. I think it's just because, like, this part comes out. I'm so excited for you. It's so refreshing to see someone so happy to be doing art and learning. Yeah, I think. Because I've been doing art for a really long time. Like, I've been doing. You know, as I said, you know, my specialty is kind of more animals. It's like my little Foxy. I drew him. I did Pokemon for a really long time. But it was more of a hobby, whereas now I actually want to, like, I'm actually trying to make a career out of it now. You know, turn 30, change careers, that's pretty normal, right? We are like opposites. Laugh at myself, I never draw animals. It's, oh, so you're more of a, like, you draw people mostly. Animals? I think animals kind of help, like, because obviously you've got the facials. So, like, even their eyes are different, and yeah, I suppose. So, why does she look like a potato? I mean, I look like a potato on multiple days, so I shouldn't judge. People structure all the same, animals, so many different bones. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I kind of, Oh god, my brain has... I'm pretty sure my brain turned off like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, it's a lot of different... I think because, like, when I was younger, I absolutely loved drawing Pokemon. I think that really helps. Because there's, you know, there's 150 different Pokemon just in Generation 1, and then, you know, you get to Gen 2, Gen 3. You know what? To fix this jawline, I'm just going to draw the center line. Maybe that'll help me. I'm going to get another layer. Alright. And then draw... Well, I want it to be a little pointy, I think. So maybe just do this like a little one. And then from there... Gonna go... Oh, no. Actually, hang on, maybe I'll try this way first. Aha! Oh, I wasn't ever really into Pokemon, but I used to draw them for my cousin. There's such a... Yeah, no, Pokemon, I was the exact age range for it, I guess. And I was very much the kind of kid who didn't particularly want to be into the same thing as all the other little girls. Oh my god, that made all the difference. Look at that. She's pointy because I think I'm going to turn her into an elf, because why not? But, you know, I think having all the different, like, shapes and stuff of Pokemon probably really helped as well. Yes, 8! Ah, alright, that was great. That's a little trick. That is a trick to remember. Alright. Now. Hang on, my little pen. Measure layer below. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, now. Pink. Pink! I forgot to add the eyeline. Girl got too confident. Do, 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 do. There we go. Do, do, do. Alright. Now I think I'm gonna stick with super pointy. So I'm gonna have like low slanting lines. So nice and low. Yeah. Nice and low. Low and slow. Let's see if I can get this symmetrical. I know I can copy and paste. I want to learn the hard way and then do the cheat codes. Nope. Oh my eyes. Yeah. Alright. And then I kind of brown nose shit. So it's a bit better. Then I think I want her nose to come out, like, go to like a kind of point. And then, because now I've got a reference in my head of one of my D&D characters, Avery. She was a bit of a stucky-uppy elf. Bit of a, yeah, she was a noble elf. And she got, because the campaign's actually finished, she got humbled. Girl got humbled hard. Is that nose too small? Nose is too small. So this is kind of like although she got humbled, she ended the story, she ended up having kind of a happy In my head, she had a happy ending. I don't really know if she didn't realize, like, I mean, in world, I should say, she's not real. But in my head, she had a happy ending. While she got humbled and, you know, she learnt some things the hard way, she used, you know, in my head, she's now a teacher because she was a warlock, so she's now a teacher. She's a teacher, she runs an orphanage. You know, she got, you know, she had a happy ending. Yeah, that's better. That's a bit longer, I think. Have I gaslit myself into thinking that that's longer and it's actually not? Yep. Okay. Maybe I don't want it on such a severe angle. Maybe I want it on a bit of a... Oops. Maybe if I go down here. Just do it again. Okay. Big long nose. But that's okay. She can have a long nose. Now for her, I will actually have a reference picture. Because I made a reference picture on Baldur's Gate 3. So I could probably add that, actually. Might do that. Import. Image. Reference for humanoid practice. Where is she? Here she is. Avery. So that's kind of what she'll look like. So I'll make her a bit smaller for now. So yeah, a bit pointy. Cute, yeah, she's a wood elf, so she's a little green. But she's got really teal eyes because she's nobility. It's like, I don't know if I can zoom in close enough to actually show it. She's got like really... Oh wow, that gets real pixelated real fast. She's got like really blue, like teal eyes. You know, she's got that fantasy trope of, well, I'm a noble, so I've got a weirdly unique feature that no one else has. I'm going to turn her off for now. Put her at the bottom. And then... I think this is the part where I think I'm going to struggle a little, because this is the mouth. Now I know in the center you kind of got to do like a little... Yeah. Mouse. Yeah, so if you... Doesn't help the center line's not very center. So if I kind of do like a... Oops. If I... Up. And then out. Because I still also want, again... maybe that's... Damn. So I'm just kind of like trying to feel my own face to see how far out it would go. Yeah, so it's probably a little too far out. Yeah, it's probably more likely. And then yeah, because I remember... Actually, I'll do this on this layer. It's kind of got your 4 circles. So 1, 2, then your bigger And then bigger. Kind of go, no, it goes, it dips in. I think the corners of the mouth typically line up with the pupils. Thank you. That is very helpful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I haven't done no pupils yet, but it gives me a point of reference. So pupils would be about there. So there. And that one's not quite far enough over. There we go. So oh no. I did a dum-dum. Okay, let's... And for ears, oh lord, drawing ears is the worst one even, aren't they? It's from the bottom of the nose to the eyebrows. Ooh. They haven't looked too far into ears yet. That's kind of why I've been avoiding them. But that's helpful. So let me... I think I didn't do that. Just draw headphones always, I won't blame you. And here's the thing as well, like why is that side so... Ears are actually like how? It's kind of what I'm worried about as well. I'm actually just gonna... Did I draw that on the wrong layer? I drew that on the wrong layer. I hate my life. I think the fact that this center line isn't entirely center is what's throwing me. Let me fix that. Now let's go back to a purple. If I get close, I'd be happy. Nah. Oh. And this is the construction lines. This is nothing crazy. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. Yeah, okay. Okay, now. I think I might leave it there just because my head is itchy. And we'll do a little circle here. And ouch. Ouch. And down, back, down, back. Oops. To be helpful, if aha, there we go. Oh, why was the second one terrible? There we go. That one is just like not cooperating with me. Okay. We were close. We were close, man. We were close. Yeah. Hang on. I can do this. I can do this. Again, I'm putting so much like effort and pedanticness into like the construction bones. This is meant to be the quick sketch. That's fine. You know what? I am a newbie. I am learning this shit. So, yeah. Don't worry, girl, me too. Thank you for validating my craziness. And then the nose ridge is kind of where the eyebrows go. Trying to decide if she's going to have really thin ones. And then I take a break and never finish it. That's me with... Because I'm a little ADHD gremlin. I do that too. I have... How many projects do I have ongoing at the moment? I have my Pride project, my character sheet project, my cards projects. I have this project. I have... I've just started designing like physical products, so that's 5. So that's 5 projects. And I can guarantee I'm gonna come up... Oh, actually 6. I did want to start designing my own emotes at some point. Because emotes have to be so small. Oh boy, I don't even want to count. It's a scary thought. Yeah, teeny tiny. Yeah, they have to be so small. So I'm thinking, because Clip Studio is vectors, I think I'm going to have to attempt to do it as like a vector. But I suck so hard at vectors. Like, vector lines are the worst. So let me... Does she have like super arched eyebrows? I reckon she is super arched. Oh, actually, it's literally a reference pic, dumbass. What's she got? I don't know what a vector is. Didn't he steal the movie in his movie or something? Probably. Does she have? Oh no, she's relatively straight. I mean, I created her. I could just give her arched eyebrows, just cause. Or should I? No, I should stick to a reference to make my life easier. So a vector is, it's very like a graphic designing tool, and instead of, so like when you zoom in, because you've got like your pixels here, like all those little dotty dots, with a vector, instead of like drawing in pixels, it draws in lines using mathematical equations. So theoretically, if you draw a vector but then make it smaller because it's algorithmized, don't ask me to pronounce that correctly, it uses math to make it smaller or math to make it bigger. So that way, because you know when you try and... Oh, hello. What just happened? My computer's not liking me very much. There we go. Hello, a new follower. Hello, 42 Prime. Hello. Yeah, so basically, essentially, yeah, what a vector does is... Did I just draw like 6 million dots? I probably did. It's done me every time. So yeah, it just means that, like, you know, when you try and make a pixel, like a pixel bigger or a pixel smaller, the pixels kind of get all muddled and yuck. And then I've also tried drawing pixels in really small sizes, and that just looks terrible as well. So I think if I do the vector, it'll look nicer. But drawing vectors, because I've tried it before, I think, because I know this program does vectors, and I haven't tried using vectors for this program yet. But the previous ones that I've tried have been, yeah, let's go arched. That's a terrible arch. Wee. And wee. Oh god. Hang on, what does that look like on full scale? It kind of looks like she's, you know what, she is kind of an uppity bitch. So raising one eyebrow is definitely something she would do, so I might actually stick with that. That's funny. And then the other one, just kind of draw out. Yeah, raised eyebrow, let's go. But then yeah, so I'll eventually be able to do that. I might, because the previous times I've tried doing this, I haven't changed the pencil size. Maybe I'll change the pen size and the eye shading will actually end up nicer. Let's do our highlight again. I don't want the highlight this time. I think I'm just gonna go with my usual. That's where my highlight usually goes. Oh, hang on, highlight's meant to be like that, yeah. And then make it smaller. And then go up. Wrap around. No, I don't want such a big pupil. It's insane. Actually, let's make a whole new layer, and that way I could just erase whatever ends up underneath the highlight. It's a terrible circle though. Yeah. Oh, almost so close. Beautiful. And then go back in with an eraser. Just erase. Whoops. You are still on. Okay. I'll go zoom in a little bit. Erase everything that's under the highlight circle. Yeah. And then actually do my shading as well. It's got to be a better shading brush, right? I downloaded a whole bunch. Maybe there's something in here that's good. Let's have a look. Oh, we got some watercolors. Yeah, you know what? For a shading brush, it'll do. Oops. Oh, god damn it. That's gonna, yep. Actually, hang on. Maybe try this one. Oh, much better. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger, like a bigger brush though. Then we move across. And we keep going. And then, well, that was an accident. Let's go back out a bit. She's ended up a bit chubby in the cheeks, I think. But again, that is something that can be fixed tomorrow when we start doing the big lines. So she's ended up a bit chubbier in the cheeks. But yeah, I like the raised eyebrow. That's fun. So we're gonna, so you are Avery. And then I think I'm gonna attempt a side profile female and then probably call it for there. So I'll do a side profile because I've got my 3 men and then the 2 women. Well, yeah, actually, yeah, we'll stick to that for now. I'll probably do a non-binary at some point, but for now, let me. We're gonna. So this one's gonna be a bit more side profile, I think. So we're gonna go back to like the bigger size. Go down. Oh, notes. My notey notes. What is it? What are the notes we want to do? I think the I think the better circles are definitely still on there. I don't think it's changed too much. I think it's still kind of the same focuses, I think. So still the circles, still the realistic portions, and still maybe just like jawline noses. Yeah, I don't think there's anything new that kind of popped up at this stage. So we'll leave it at that for now. And then burp, burp. We're going to attempt a side profile. So, right, you let me draw. There we go. And then we're going to do center. I want it to be centerized again. Because this is also part of the problem, I think. It's this silly pen. Oh, she's so close. She's so close, guys. She's so close. Ho 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 ho. That's probably, even though this has ended up being a bit straighter, it's one of my best circles yet. I say, and you know what? Better circles has been basically the goal from the very first phase, and they have been getting better every phase. So I'm going to take the fact that we're writing notes as a win, because clearly it's working, right? W, yeah. Take the win. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing I did last time, which is draw that center line before attempting to draw the jawline. Now I need it a little bit more. Yeah. That long? I don't think it's that long. Right shape, wrong length. I think, yeah, same kind of, maybe she's got a little more there, and whoops, too far out. Still too far out. Why are you not? What? It's really frustrating. That's really frustrating. Stop being a pain in my butt. Stop being a pain in my butt. There we go. Oops, nope. And then, she's a little head. She's a little head. Yeah, maybe she could be my Desdemona. Desdemona is my current D&D character, and she's 3'9". She is smart. She's an adult. She's like, I don't think I decided an exact age, but she's in her 20s. So she's an adult. She's just 3'9". So maybe the smaller face could be her. That makes sense to me. Oh. Am I brave enough to attempt a tiefling that has horns? That is also the question. I think that's a fairly accurate skull shape. Have I actually hit the correct shape and I've just been doing it way too big this whole time? Yeah, look. Checks out. Checks out. So let me... Is that all I want to do here? Yeah, I think that's all I want to do for the minute. Let's... Alright. Let me... do the zooms again. This time I might actually do the eyebrow first. Because your head doesn't end at your jaw, there's still the neck and the back of the head. Absolutely. So, because yeah, with the side profile, you've got a little bit of the cranium, where your brain lives, if you've got one. I've kind of got one. I always end up having to draw another circle. I think based on videos that I've been watching, because like, although I haven't been practicing off stream, mine's on holiday. I don't know. Yeah, mine's been on holiday for like 10 years. What was that? Jesus, I do have ADHD. Squirrel. Oh, hi, baby. Sorry, I got distracted by my cat. I think she's gonna have soft eyebrows. So if I do a nice soft eyebrow. Do like a little... She just has nice softy eyebrows. I think I just did the other female soft eyebrows too. Do I have a type? I have a type. Okay. Yeah, I think I did the eyebrow first. I can then fit the eye in a little bit better. Oh, it's not quite all the way to the jaw. It doesn't need to be, but... Why did that... Wait, did I accidentally add a vector? So there you go, I accidentally added a vector layer. Okay, so we're just going to delete that layer. I'll put a pixel layer back in. There we go. On the plus side, apparently drawing in vectors on Clip Studio is actually significantly easier than the other programs I've tried. That is a win. That is a great thing to know. Nope. Win. W, yeah. You have very thin eyebrows. Yeah, maybe I can... Yeah, when I finish my 600 million other projects, I can start my emotes. And I will her have big hopeful eyes. She has big eyes. Big hopefuls. And then she's real big eyes. I guess this is like the goodney piece in. Why? Oh, I know what I forgot to do on Avery. I forgot to do eyelashes. Oh well. Can add that in later. I know. If I am doing a Desdemona, her eye specifically wanted to have a really little nose. Like itty bitty teeny tiny nose. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe I need to put it a little bit further down. Then circle. Circle. Okay, smaller nose. That eye, that eye shape's bugging me. I just go to the same point, but the shape's bugging me. And then, of course, because kind of put it. Oh, jeez, that was worse. That's. Nah, I think I prefer the other shape. I need to come up with like an in between. Yeah, vector layer. Okay. There you go. So on a new layer, we go. Oops. New layer, and then we go here. We go. Oops. Wait, the eye isn't as big as the eyebrow? What am I doing? No, not the eraser. And then kind of tuck that in there. And get that. There we go. Okay. I think another proportion tip I've heard is that you should be able to fit an eye between the eyes. Interesting. Depending on the angle, of course. That could be why that eye seems a bit odd. Let me see if I can. Oh, one of those is meant to be right click, but whatever one's meant to be right click ain't working. Merge you in, put a new layer on. Oop, that's still a razor. That was absolutely no different. That's yeah, because I think because it is a very because this is a 3/4 angle. Let me. Oops. See what that does. Eyes are really hard. Eyes are very difficult. I've managed. Hang on. Let's see if I can find it. There is like a visual art diary that should be right. Aha! believe it or not, this was my first ever attempt at an eye. Never been able to match it. Because that was it. That was my first ever attempt at an eye, and I have never been able to match it since. Yeah, so, and it's, because yeah, this is my, this is before I even got my iPad, so yeah, that's my little cat and mouse, and, got some hands. So this, I think, because I found this diary the other day, this is from back in like 2020, I want to say, so like deep in COVID. Do a little otter fairy. I'm picking the ones I actually like. That's the closest to like a background I've gotten. The lashes have been vain existence for a long time. I mean, my real life bashes, like my real life lashes, are the bane of my existence. Hello, ladybug. That's so real. Yeah, so I've definitely managed humanoids before. Real. I've definitely managed like little humans before, but it's been, yeah, it's been like 5 years. No, 6. Oh, it would have been mid 2020. So yeah, like 5 years. So kind of getting back into it. I'm also doing it on a different medium as well, because back then I was doing it in a little visual diary. So learning new medium, learning new tech, all the joys. Your makeup is really good. You ate that for real. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, makeup's something I enjoy doing. I've been following, what am I supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be doing mouths. I got distracted. Side angle, yeah. So I've been following, I can't remember exactly what her tag is, but I know she's like she's not a makeup artist. I think she's like, she just wears makeup a lot. And she does like full coverage. I think her name's Taylor. It's like tagged something on Instagram. She's from New York. She's very Queens, like very like Italian New York. And she's just hilarious. And she's all about like, stop putting brown on your brown eyes, put color. And I was like, well, clearly I need to follow this philosophy. And hence the purple. Because purple is my color. Purple is my jam. In case that's not obvious by the fact that like this entire channel is purple. Slay, I love a pop color. Pop color is the best. By the way, for this, I am actually looking at a reference on the other screen because I've never really done side angle before. That's terrible. If I do the full circle thing, nope, accidentally ended up with a vector layer again. Do like here, do like a little circle here, slightly bigger circle here. Whoops, that's not slightly bigger. That's not slightly bigger either. Maybe that'll help me. To be honest, if you're just starting out, I highly recommend drawing construction lines on top of pre-existing images. Just get a feel for it. I was doing that before. I should probably go back to attempting that. Because I was doing that because last stream I did it on top of like 3D models. I should probably keep doing that because this I'm struggling. I'm struggling. The male mouth is so much easier. Maybe if I just make it like a thinner brush, maybe that'll make it easier. Face paints is good to learn too. Yeah, I need to do that too. Because yeah, I'm pretty good at like, if I'm looking at an image, I can kind of replicate it a bit. I'm kind of good at that. But also, you can't always do that. So I definitely want to learn how to do the other stuff. Oh, that kind of worked. I'll do like a little map, map. A bit more, I think. Yeah, I might. Ugh. I might see if I can find. Because I haven't gone since 6, so maybe my brain's fried. Maybe my brain's like, nah, we're done for today, champ. So I might leave her there. See if I can find a side-on face reference. And then come back tomorrow and go there. Try Mickey Mouse. It's kind of like the... man. Try to picture that in my head. Because when I think Mickey Mouse, I think like that kind of thing. Oh, yeah, that kind of works. Maybe I'll pop that down and like, man. Just as a reference point. Go back to pink. 2 ears for the Cupid's bow and the head for the... Ah, okay. That makes a little more sense. Let's try to picture it. Okay, let's try that. I think also, because I think I'm also not doing it straight on. That's probably not helping. And the head. Do you have Discord server or anything? I'm working on it. I haven't got there yet. I'm working on getting it set up. Maybe, because like I've got the server there, I just haven't got it set up yet. And then shift that out. Oh yeah, that helped. That helped heaps. Actually, I kind of liked that shape that I just had. Just not liking how it's looking on the edge. Yeah, I think because I've got it set up and I've got like a voice chat and a general chat, and that's all I got so far. Because I wanted to set up like different, because I have a few people who I know a few people who stream, and so I was gonna look at like what they have and set it all up. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. That's real. Think I might, just because I might go crazy if I keep trying. I'll move on to the eyes for a minute. Finish doing the little ellipses that I normally do. So my little highlight. What did I just do? Press the wrong button, that's what I did. She has so many layers. That's not quite. Yep. Aha, there we go. Okay, now. Okay, it's real. Go back down a layer. And then erase what's under the highlight circle. Back away this side. My eyes are stinging. That was dreadful. And then highlight circle. Okay. How do I have so many layers? Anyway. So shade this part in. And then maybe try set up the Discord. Have a look on, because one of the best resources I found for like when my brain decides it wants to work again. For like good drawing references is Pinterest. If I can find things that aren't bloody AI. How that website has become so AI frustrates me. Okay, now I'm gonna try to correct this again. But it's so good for references. I think you could turn AI off in the settings. Fuck AI. See, that's the weird thing is I did that. So everyone was like, here's the tip for how to turn off AI. And I was like, fantastic. Did it? Didn't work. Did not work for me. And it upsets me a lot. But it's because it turned out before, it's such a disease. It really is. But it also turned out that before, still don't like it. It still turned out for me that before they actually labeled AI, a lot of the don't think I need anything that big. What one was I using? I was using a different one. Oh, this is what I'm using now. Like a lot of the ones that I did have were like a lot of my liked things were AI. And so I think I need to actually go and do a cull. Maybe that'll fix my problem. That was not the right brush to use, but it is done for now. Okay, she doesn't come out totally terrible. She's definitely got some points of improvement. So definitely chucking in notes. Chucking in my little notes. So jawline's still there. Let's work on jawline. Work on jawline. Work on female mouths. And then I think, because that circle came out really well. But, I mean, circle getting better. Keep going. I think it's going to be my note. Itchy. Okay. Going. Right, so that is where we've gotten to. So yeah, we'll go from where we first started at the very beginning of the stream, which is this, which had very different colouring. So that's the male one. Yeah, male mouths, just a line. So easy. Then we had Handsome Squidward. We had our young priest, which in comparison is pretty similar, I think. So it's not too bad. We had Avery, who looked a bit... I mean this in the best way, the face one looks like the Roblox man face. Honestly, I don't think I've seen Roblox, but like I can see it because his face is very square. He's accidentally got a butt chin. That was accidental, but it's there now. But I think those eyes have come out like one of the best of the day, I think. So yeah, it's our young priest. That was Avery, who I think needs to be thinned out a little. And then this was the last one, where the smirk and everything, it's actually identical. I think I need to look this up now. Hang on. Roblox man. Who is Roblox? Oh my goodness. I think the main difference is that Roblox man doesn't have a nose. Roblox man doesn't have a nose, but everything else, yeah, no, I see it. Oh my god, so true. Yeah, so yeah, I think that might be where I call it because I have been going since 6. My brain would like to sleep. Sad thing is I say that and then I still won't get to sleep until like 2 o'clock in the morning because what even are brains? Yeah, so I'm probably gonna call it there for the evening. I do normally do Tuesdays. I just wasn't feeling very good yesterday, so that's why I did today. Real. So that's what I did today, but normally I do Tuesdays. And then, yeah, I'm planning on doing tomorrow from 6 p.m. until my brain dies. Which would, considering the first stream ended about this same time, I would probably say about 8:30 again as well. 8:30, 9 o'clock, depending on if I actually get to sleep tonight. So, yeah, I'm probably going to call it there. Thank you for everyone who stayed. Everyone who's still here. There's probably some lurkers. But yeah, I'm very excited to keep going, and I shall return. Cool, hopefully I'll be around. See ya. So yeah, I shall return tomorrow at 6 p.m. My socials are at KimmyRose18, pretty much. Yeah, so like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at this stage. I haven't made any others. Slowly getting there, but I can be found at KimmyRose18 pretty much everywhere. So yeah, I will see you all tomorrow. Adios.